Hello, students. I am oxygen. That person is trying to breathe. Well, can you survive without oxygen? The answer to this is a big no. What is the source of this oxygen? Yes, green plants. Can you tell me the process? The process is photosynthesis. It is the only process that gives oxygen to Mother Earth. Students, we get a whole lot of benefits, countless benefits from the plants, like they prevent soil erosion, they mitigate floods, droughts, they help in maintaining biodiversity, they help in maintaining ecological balance, and above all, they give us food, fodder, and medicines, and the list goes on. So, really, we are indebted to the plants for their priceless services. And in the recent situation with COVID-19 in place, do you know the genome of a plant named Nicotiana benthamiana is used as a biofactory for preparing vaccine against the deadly coronavirus that causes COVID-19. So, the benefits of plants are countless. And today's topic of discussion is plant kingdom. And Albert Smith has rightly quoted that you keep your face towards sunshine always, and the shadow will fall behind you. So let's get started. And the topic plant kingdom includes different groups of plants. So first, we should classify them into 5 groups. So let's see. Plants are classified into 5 groups. What are the groups and how they are classified? Whenever we are classifying, we should follow a simple criteria, and that is called from simplicity to complexity. So the first group of plants is Thallophyta. Okay, the number 1 is Thallophyta. And the next group is your Bryophyta. Then the third group is Pteridophyta. Next comes the Gymnosperms. And at the end, the last, the most advanced one is your Angiosperms. So these are the 5 groups of plants. So the most primitive one is the Thallophyta. Let's start with the most primitive, the simplest type of plants, that is Thallophyta. So as the name suggests, Thallophyta means thallus-like plants. What is a thallus? Thallus means unorganized, undifferentiated. You see, modern day plants, what plants you see, you can tell this is the root, this is the stem, or this is the leaf. But when you see thallophytes, you are unable to differentiate between the different plants. So, in case of Thallophyta, the main features, the first, the term Thallophyta itself indicates Thallophyta means thallus-like body. Thallus-like body. That is undifferentiated plant body. So here you cannot say, or you can differentiate between root, stem and leaf. Then regarding their habitat, mostly these plants are aquatic. Majority of the plants are found in the aquatic bodies. Means they may be found in fresh water or they may be found in marine water. Okay, I have brought one sample, you see. So here, this is a form of thallophytes and they are found only in water. So, you see, majority of them are aquatic and we find them only in water. However, there are some forms, only few forms which are terrestrial, such as the composite organisms called lichens. You must have heard the name lichens, Lichens. So, these are found only on the land or tree trunks you can see, but the rest of them are found in the water. So, they are mostly aquatic. Now, what are the other characteristics of algae? See, all are photosynthetic, means they contain large amount of chlorophyll pigments. So, they are highly photosynthetic and the contribution of organic food by the plants, if you consider, then the thallophytes are the only group of plants that contribute the highest amount of organic food to other organisms. So, they are the major producers of the ocean. Okay. So, and let's see some examples of thallophytes or algae. You can say Spirogyra. Spirogyra. It is a filamentous algae. So, in Spirogyra, you will see the pigments are arranged and the chloroplast is arranged in a spiral manner. It has nucleus, chloroplast, cytoplasm, cell wall, all characteristics of plants are there. So, it is a filamentous alga, that is the Spirogyra. Then another example you can see that is Cladophora and also Chlamydomonas. In Chlamydomonas, you will find that number of spores are produced. It reproduces by spores. Then regarding other features of the algae, you see in case of Chara, okay, Chara, you can see there is presence of male and female sex organs. Male sex organ as well as female sex organ. So, this Chara plant is a bisexual plant. It has oogonium and antheridium. You see the female sex organ is called the oogonium. Oogonium. And here male sex organ is called the antheridium. Antheridium. So, the male sex organ produces the male gametes. The female sex organ produces the egg, and here the antheridium produces large number of male gametes, okay, and they are released in the aquatic medium because they are aquatic. So, they are released in the aquatic medium and then they go and reach the egg which is present inside the female sex organ, right, and by that they fuse and bring about fertilization. So, this is how the life cycle continues. The zygote is formed, then the zygote will give rise to a sporophyte. The sporophyte will give rise to a sporangium. Inside the sporangium, spores are there. When the sporangium matures, the spores are released and they germinate to give rise to the gametophyte. Got it? So, we have sporophytic generation, we have gametophytic generation in case of thallophytes. Okay? So, these are the most primitive type of plants. Now, you see, they have also number of uses or they are very much important to us. See, they are the major producers of the ocean, means they have high rate of photosynthesis, and also they are used as food, they are used as medicines, and also they help in preparing or acting as biofertilizers because they can fix the atmospheric nitrogen. So, these are all the important uses of algae. Now, we will move to the next group of plants, that is the bryophytes. So, let us move to bryophytes. Okay. So, now in case of bryophytes, you will find why it is number 2 in the plant kingdom, why it is not the number 1. Because definitely it is having some features more advanced than the thallophytes. What features are there? Here, the plant body is differentiated into root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structures. Got it? So here, in case of bryophytes, the plant body is different, little bit more differentiated, little bit more differentiated than thallophytes. So what do you find here? You find here the presence of there is presence of root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structures. Well, students, why we are telling leaf-like? Why not leaf? It is because they have appearance is like leaf, but they don't have cuticle, they don't have stomata. So the internal structure is not like a leaf. That's why they are said to be leaf-like, root-like or stem-like. The internal structure is not like root, stem or leaf. Got it? So definitely the plant body is more differentiated. Now coming to the conducting tissues. Do they have conducting tissues? Bryophytes? No. They lack the conducting tissues like xylem and phloem. So bryophytes are where they are found then? They are usually found on land but nearer to aquatic bodies. What is the need of the habitat being there near to the aquatic bodies? It is because they need some sort of moisture for their survival. Got it? So moisture must be there in the environment. They have to collect the moisture and they have to use it for their life processes. So usually the bryophytes are found in shady, moist and damp habitats. Right? So they are found in shady, moist and damp habitats. Moist, shady and damp habitats. So that they can obtain the environment moisture, and if they are near the aquatic bodies, then only their sexual reproduction can happen. So how sexual reproduction occurs in case of bryophyta or bryophytes? You see, they have the male sex organ called antheridium and the female sex organ called archegonium. So the antheridium and the archegonium are the male and female sex organs in case of bryophytes. How do the sperms go and reach the egg? So that one I will first show you here so that you can understand in a better way. See how is the male sex organ, you see, just like this. Okay. And here inside it there is a layer, outermost layer, and here are present the biflagellated sperms, right? The sperms are present inside it, or the antherozoids are present inside the male sex organ. So this is called antheridium. And the female sex organ is a flask, flower vase, you must have seen, like that. So you see, it's a long neck and the lower portion is the venter, is the neck. Here is situated inside this area is called venter, V-N-T-R, venter, and this is called the neck. This whole structure is called the archegonium. So the male sex organ is antheridium, the female sex organ is archegonium. Inside the antheridium are present the sperms, the male gametes, also called the antherozoids, right? Now, coming to the female sex organ, it is called the archegonium, right? It is a flask-shaped structure, like a flower vase. And the lower portion is called venter, and this elongated portion is called neck. Now, here in this venter, inside it is the, what is here? The female gamete known as the egg. So, how do the antherozoids or the male gametes will reach the egg? For that, they need a medium, that is the aquatic medium. So, when the antheridium matures, this wall, it will rupture, okay? It will break, and the antherozoids are released, okay? Antherozoids are being released. And you see, what are these? These are the flagella. How they are able to move? They are able to move because they have the flagella. So, that's why they are motile. They are motile. So, when the antheridium matures, this wall ruptures and the antherozoids or the male gametes are released. And since they have flagella, they are motile. Now, how they will move? Here, they will move through the aquatic medium, right? Okay. Now, here the most interesting thing is that why after all they should go to this area and enter here? Is it their duty to go? No. Then why they are entering the archegonium, the neck of the archegonium and reaching the egg? Yes, there must be some attraction. So, what is the attraction for these male gametes? There are certain chemicals present in the neck region of the archegonium and also inside it. That's why the gametes, the male gametes will enter this way and they will enter the neck. So, here the male gametes are entering and then they will reach the egg. So, here you see the male gametes have reached the female gamete or the egg. So, you see egg is moving. No, the female gamete is not moving. The egg is non-motile, right? It is having no flagella, so it cannot move. Egg is there inside the archegonium. Got it? So, you see the male gametes are motile because they have flagella. And in the aquatic medium, they can swim and reach the female gamete. But why should they go? It is because of some attraction. What is the attraction? Certain chemicals are there. So, you know a term that is called chemonasty, movement towards chemicals, because they are attracted towards the chemicals present in the archegonium, right? So, they are moving and entering into the neck. And when they go downward, what is there? The egg is there. That's the female gamete. So, when the sperm reaches the egg, what will happen? There is fusion of egg and the sperm. The process is called fertilization. And the product formed is zygote. So, for your better understanding, I have brought a teaching aid. So, let's see that one. So, here you see, this is the antheridium, right? I have drawn the diagram. Inside this area are the male gametes. The male gametes are called the antherozoids and they are flagellated. They are having flagella. You see, I have given the arrow mark. Here they are released and now they have come out of this antheridium. So, why the antheridium? How they come? By breaking of the wall when it is mature. The male sex organ, antheridium, when matures, the wall ruptures and the male gametes are released. Now, they are moving to the medium of water, see, and then because of attraction of certain chemicals, you see how they are entering into the neck of the archegonium. This is the archegonium. So, the male gametes are entering into the archegonium and the lower side of the archegonium, all of you mark here. What is there? See, properly you see, the egg is here. The female gamete is present at the lower side of the archegonium. Now, the male gamete will fuse with the female gamete and the process is called fertilization. So, you see there is need of water for fertilization to occur. Understood? They are grown on land. They grow on land, but they need water for fertilization. So, their life cycle cannot be complete without water. Means they require both land and water for their survival. Hence, the bryophytes are called the amphibians of plant kingdom. So, why such a name is given? You see, amphibians, amphibians of plant kingdom. So, here the term amphibians, it is derived from amphi plus bians. Now, amphi means dual, D-U-A-L, and bians means habitat. Habitat. So, dual habitat. What is the dual habitat? Try to understand. Dual means both land and water. They live on land but need water for fertilization. So, they have dual habitat. Hence, the name is amphibians of plant kingdom. Okay. Now, bryophytes are also very much useful to plants. Now, some examples of bryophytes. We will see bryophytes are of two types mainly, mosses and liverworts. So, mosses and liverworts, you see, you must have seen, most of you must have seen, the mosses are growing even on the bricks, on the walls, which are remaining damp, not the very dry ones, right? Because they need moisture to grow and to complete their life cycle. So, mosses are of, so bryophytes are of two types, mosses and liverworts. So, what is the difference between mosses and liverworts? You see, mosses and liverworts. Now, first of all, here the mosses, their structure is thallus-like, and here liverworts, thallus as well as folioles. So, thallus, and here both thallus and folioles. And here you will find they show radial symmetry, radial, and here they are dorsiventral, dorsiventral means the upper dorsal side, the back side and the ventral side, okay, both are flat, so dorsiventral. Then you will see in case of mosses, the roots are multicellular. The rhizoids, R-H-I-Z-O-I-D-S. Rhizoids are multicellular. Whereas in case of liverworts, they are unicellular. Unicellular. Got it? And in case of mosses, you will find a midrib is there in the leaf, but in liverworts, you will not find particular midrib. So, these are the different, mainly two categories of bryophytes. And you know, bryophytes are also economically very important. Means they form dense mats on the soil. They act as soil binders. They prevent soil erosion. And they are the first group of plants that colonize the lands. So, they help in ecological succession. They help in ecological succession. That means first they will invade the bare land. First form of life will grow there, then it will open path for the other forms of life. So, now I will proceed to the next group of plants, that is pteridophytes. So, you see, pteridophytes definitely must have some advanced features. Okay, bryophytes, they lack the vascular tissues. So, pteridophytes have the vascular tissues. Really, this step is a very important step in the evolution of plants. So, pteridophytes are the first land plants to possess the vascular tissues. What are vascular tissues? These are the conducting tissues, and the names are xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem. These are the conducting tissues. So, pteridophytes are the first land plants to have the vascular tissues, and another very important feature is they have the plant body well differentiated into what? True root, true stem, and true leaves. So, they have the plant body well differentiated. Well differentiated because they have true root, stem and leaves, and they have the vascular tissues. So, these two are the most important features with the pteridophytes. Hence, they are more advanced to the bryophytes. Now, what is the function of xylem and phloem? Why they are called conducting tissues? What do they conduct or what do they transport? So, xylem is associated with conduction of water and minerals. Water and minerals, right? And phloem is associated with transport of food and other substances. So, let me show you one teaching aid so that you can very clearly understand how they are present in the plant and how they function. So, let us proceed. Everyone mark here. See, this is the stem of the plant, right? Inside the stem, the conducting tissue is present. What it is conducting? Food and water, right? Now you see these white balls. The white balls are the water molecules. Okay? So here the water molecules, from where the water molecules go? They are present in the root. So where they will go? They have to reach each and every part of the tree or the plant, right? Because every part of the plant needs water. So they have to go from the root to the different plants. Who will take them? Here the xylem is present, right? So you see tubes are placed one above the other. This is one tube, this is another tube, this is another tube, and they have openings through which the water molecules are moving. So what is the direction of movement? You see from the roots. See I have given red arrow marks. Then moving like this from the root through the stem to the leaf or to different parts of the plant. Hence, the conduction of water and minerals is upward direction. Now you see here, phloem is also present in the stem or in the root or in the leaf. What is the function? They are transporting carbohydrates, fats, proteins, nutrients and other amino acids like that. Got it? So here you see I have given different color balls. Why? Because different types of substances are transported through phloem. Now you see where the food is prepared. Now you have to understand properly here. See, food is prepared in the leaf, right? That's the photosynthetic organ. But food is required by every part of the plant. So from the leaf, how the food will go and transferred to the different parts of the plant which are remaining above the leaf or below the leaf. Some conducting tissue must be there. Here it is the phloem. So phloem is transporting food in both directions, upward directions to reach the upper parts of the plant and in the downward direction to reach the lower part of the plant. So here the direction is bidirectional. Phloem transport is bidirectional and the xylem transport you mark here only water molecules and they contain the minerals dissolved in it. So this is upward conduction, right? And here these are the different types of substances, means carbohydrates, fats, proteins, amino acids, etc. They are carried in all directions, right? Means upward as well as downward. Who is transporting? Phloem. So why upward and downward? Because leaf is present in the upper part of the plant and root is present in the lower part. So it has to come in the downward direction to reach the root, as well as some stems are there which are above the leaf. Got it? So they have to also move to the upper parts. That's why the phloem transport is bidirectional, whereas xylem transport is unidirectional. Got it? Now let's see here. Here you see vascular tissues or conducting tissues. They are of two types, xylem and phloem. Okay? Xylem for water and minerals, phloem for food and other substances. So it is unidirectional. Xylem transport is unidirectional. Why? Because it is taking water from the roots to all parts. And you know, root is the lowermost part. The other parts are above it. So it is unidirectional and it is, you see here, upward transport. Okay? Upward transport, because from the roots to all parts of the plant. Then coming to phloem, upward and downward transport, because from the leaf to upper parts as well as to lower parts. Then transports water and minerals. Which one? Xylem. Similarly, phloem transports food and other substances. Okay, that's why I have used here different color balls, because it is transporting different types of substances. Then from root to all parts of the plant. Which one? Xylem. And for phloem, from leaf to all parts of the plant. Got it? I hope you have understood it properly. Xylem transport and phloem transport. So definitely it is a very important step in the evolution of plants. So pteridophytes are the first land plants to have these conducting tissues. Now I have brought one pteridophyte, very common one, you see, fern. Fern is a pteridophyte, and here you will see pteridophyte. Got it? That means it has leaf, it has stem, as well as it has roots. So there is complete differentiation of the plant into root, stem and leaves. Now, some examples, other examples, you know, Selaginella, then horsetails, Marsilia, Equisetum. These are the different examples of pteridophytes. And pteridophytes also, they need water for fertilization, because they the male gametes, they swim in water to reach the female gamete. As I have told you here, in case of bryophytes, here also the male gametes, they have to swim in water to reach the female gamete. So they need water for fertilization. However, you see, the pteridophytes are a little bit more advanced than the bryophytes. And what are the any economic importance is there of pteridophytes? Yes. What are the uses of pteridophytes? You see, some of them are used as biofertilizers, and they are able to fix atmospheric nitrogen like azolla. Then they are soil binders. They help in preventing soil erosion. So pteridophytes, certain pteridophytes are very useful in making various types of medicines. You know, Ayurvedic medicines, homeopathic medicines, as well as Unani medicines. So they are of very much importance to plants as well as other organisms. Now, you see, we have discussed three types of groups of plants: Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. So, let's recapitulate or summarize what we have learnt. So, first of all, Thallophytes, they are very primitive type, whereas Bryophytes are a little bit more advanced, and Pteridophytes the most advanced among the three groups, right? Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. Among these three groups, which one is most advanced? The Pteridophyta. And Thallophytes, they have thallus-like structure. Bryophytes, root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structures. Pteridophytes, true root, true stem and true leaf. Got it? Then, the Thallophytes, they lack the vascular tissues. Bryophytes also lack the vascular tissues. However, Pteridophytes have the vascular tissues. Okay? Now, do they produce seed, these three groups of plants? No. They never produce any seed. And you know, they have embryos. Okay? They have spores or embryos through which they reproduce. They do not produce seeds. So, these three group of plants are non-seed plants. Non-seed, bearing plants. Non-seed bearing plants. Which plants? Thallophytes, bryophytes and pteridophytes are non-seed bearing plants. Okay? And among them, the first two means Thallophyta and Bryophyta are Thallophyta and Bryophyta. These two are non-vascular plants. Non-vascular. Okay? And the third one, Pteridophyta, is a vascular plant. So, they have the embryos within the spores. So, their reproductive organs are not so prominent. Their reproductive organs are hidden. So, they have got the name cryptogams. This is a very important point. Please try to understand why these three group of plants, Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta, are called cryptogams. So, here the name is cryptogams. Okay, crypto and gam, two words, crypto plus gams. So, here crypto means hidden. Okay, and gams, not gam, it is gamy, G-A-M-A-E. Okay, so what is the meaning here? Gamy means reproductive organs, reproductive organs. Also it is called marriage. Another term meaning is marriage. So, in case of which are cryptogams? Cryptogams is derived from two words. Crypto means hidden. Gams or gamy means reproductive organs. So, these group of plants have hidden reproductive organs. Right? That means they are not so prominent. Not so prominent. In the book you will find a term is written that's called inconspicuous. So, the term written in the book is inconspicuous. So, here inconspicuous means not so prominent. So, now I hope you have understood. So, let's see or let's taste what we have learnt, right? I am going to ask you a few questions. So, it's quiz time. Now, the first question. All of you ready? First question. That Spirogyra and Cladophora belong to, options are Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Thallophyta, Gymnosperm. It's a very easy question. I hope all of you can answer. Yes, the correct answer is Thallophyta. Now, moving on to the next question. Please listen to the question carefully. For fertilization to occur in case of bryophytes, there is need of, options are soil, nutrients, air, water. Yes, the answer is water. Now, the next question. Which group of plants among cryptogams is known as amphibians of plant kingdom? Yes, everyone should be able to answer. Yes, the correct answer is bryophytes. Why they are the amphibians? I have told you, amphi means dual, bians means habitat. They need both land and water for completion of their life cycle. That's why they are called the amphibians of plant kingdom, right? Now, let's proceed to the next question. How can you say that the pteridophytes are more advanced than bryophytes? Yes, pteridophytes are more advanced. Why? Yes, because the pteridophytes have two important features, right? One is vascular tissues, presence of the conducting tissues, xylem and phloem. And the another one is the presence of complete differentiation, that is true root, stem and leaves. That's why they are more advanced. These two features are not found in bryophytes. So, pteridophytes are more advanced than the bryophytes. And the last question, be ready. Why bryophytes are found in shady and damp places? Yes, because they need moisture from the environment or they need water for the transfer of male gametes, the flagellated male gametes, to reach the egg to bring about fertilization. That's the answer. So, that's all for today. I hope all of you have understood and you can utilize the concept in answering questions, that is evaluation type or understanding type, or if you have to create a mind map or design a concept map, then I hope you can answer. Because suppose you are asked to draw the concept map of cryptogams, then cryptogams is divided into three parts: thallophytes, bryophytes and pteridophytes. Thallophytes, plant body not differentiated, but bryophytes, plant body is little bit differentiated but absence of vascular tissues, and pteridophytes completely differentiated and having vascular tissues. So, you can utilize this concept for answering variety of questions. Thank you.